Okay, Springyard Zone, here we are. And once again, we are on the Chaos Emerald hunt, as we have just 2 to go now. And of course, if you know me, you will of course know that I will do everything in my power to make sure that I get this done the right way. Because that is what I intend to do. And we'll just see what happens. Okay. Haha! I was anticipating that pinball badnik to show up, if you're asking. I kind of had to anticipate his arrival, or else I was going to be in some pretty deep shit. I had to make sure the bastard was not going to get me, so I got him instead. And nothing up there. Okay. And let's make sure we keep this one together somehow. Okay. Alright. Should probably save the game here whilst I think about it. Because then it means I won't have to worry as much about what comes next. Okay, he's gone. Right, okay. Oh wait, I know this way. That is not the right way to go. That way is not it, as I just remembered. Okay. Now this, I have to be mindful of. Okay. Right. Okay. I seem to be platforming the right way this time around at least. But then again, Springyard Zone is pretty fun, so I like this zone. I think this zone's alright, from what I can see. And I dislodged both of those badniks, as did I those 2. Are there any more here? Doesn't look like it. But either way, we're moving along nicely, so more power to me, I guess. And that's the end of the level. Cool and good. I might also take a break as soon as I have got this next emerald. So I'm going to pause the game and save it, because I can do that, and because there is no rules that says I cannot do that. Okay. Pretty much know at least 1 or 2 intricate little details about these levels now, so hopefully that is something to look forward to. I have decided that this has gone on long enough for today. because I have been on this now for over 4 hours. Nope, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out! Okay. I think I just escaped. Nope, 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 okay. I narrowly escaped that. Okay, through to the other room now. Let's make sure we get this one right. Okay. Stay on this side. And there we go. Chaos Emerald number 5 of 6. And now I am going to save the game before we get on with Act 2. And probably call it a day as well, so that'll do it for part 1. Now we move on to part 2 of Springyard Zone. And so here we are now for Act 2 of the Springyard Zone. And where this will hopefully be the 6th and last act I have to do in terms of getting a Chaos Emerald, and yes, I will make sure to do that. Partly because, well, first of all, I want to make sure I get the Chaos Emeralds out of the way as soon as I can, as the game throws a glitch again. Something which, by the way, yes, does happen a lot. And you really have got to be careful through this bit of the stage, or else that happens. It can be pretty easy to get pricked by those moving spikes. However, it can also be possible to bounce your way out of danger by doing this. And yes, technically speaking, I am using the higher platforms, so I can try and methodically work my way out of the danger zone. Fuck my ass. Well, at least there's still plenty more of this stage to go. And still time for me to get the other rings I need. I think if I remember there are rings down here. And yes, there is. There's a few rings down here actually. As I mistime it, but either way. I still got 13 rings, so I'm okay with that. Plus, the Springyard Zone in general is actually not too hard to work your way around. You just have to make sure that you try not to get cooked by the badniks that are pretty much in these stages. Also, something else I just realised is, or just remembered at least, is that Robotnik's first name is Ivo. The Eggman name has always been a thing, as I said before. Although technically speaking, in the international releases, he was initially known for a long time as being Dr. Ivo Robotnik. And this was prior to when they changed his name to Dr. Eggman when Sonic Adventure released worldwide in, I think it was 1999 in terms of the worldwide releases. But yeah, it was pretty much Sonic Adventure when ultimately the Dr. Eggman that you know today pretty much came to be. And trying to get back up on the platform, and there I do, And now I'm only 6 rings away. Make that 2 rings away now. Gotta be careful through here. Just gotta time it right. And then I will not get cut by those spikes. Okay. Oh god, I know this bit. Okay. I get out of trouble, and I do not have to use the spring. Should be 1 or 2 more rings, I hope. And I just lost my shield, but I got rid of the guy that tried to cuck me before, so hopefully I can manage to successfully lure myself out of trouble. Okay. Do we get any more rings here? Okay, we do. Thank God for that. And this is pretty much the end of the level, I believe. Yes, it is. And I do make the Chaos Emerald Challenge entrance. And now I will save the game before we continue. Because I can. And also because in essence it's just really important to me. You know, in spite of that poor start, that was actually a pretty good run altogether, I'm not gonna lie. That did actually look and feel like a good run. And I actually got through it a lot better than I thought I was going to. And just like that, we've got the 6th and final Chaos Emerald of this game. Sonic got 'em all. And I think all that took me was under 15 seconds to do that. And before we continue, I will save the game again, just to be safe. That's actually getting annoying now. You know what? I'm just gonna stop floating around trying to see what there is, and actually try focusing on beating the level this time, without trying to find the most obscure ways of killing myself, like I have been doing so frequently up to this point, and, in my opinion, annoyingly. In other words, I am very annoyed at myself with the fact that I keep making the same mistakes that I somehow do not seem to be learning from. Even though I should be learning from them, I am somehow not learning from them. Because I don't know how to react quickly enough to these fucking slippy mechanics to the point where I can actually manage to correct my mistakes, because once I slip into a mistake, that's basically it. There's honestly no saving me. And I know that while this isn't really a problem for modern video games, I definitely know this was an issue for a lot of people when it came to older video game titles, like this one. And obviously Sonic wasn't the only one that had. Asshole. I honestly hope that someone fries you. I don't know if this is really worth it. And I ended up back where I was. And this time I have no rings, which means if I don't make it through, I'm probably going to die. I almost made a grave mistake. And that literally would have been a grave mistake had I slipped between those two platforms enough, because I would have been crushed. that's the proper way to get rid of that one. You do actually gain a lot of rings from there. I think it is actually possible to get up onto a platform somewhere. I don't know where it is, but you can do that. And now I am stuck. Although thankfully at least that moving platform manages to save me in time. Well, I don't think I'm going to get that extra life anymore, but you know what? At this point, I just want to get to the end of the level. I think you can gain an extra life if you're good enough, but since the game is proving that I am clearly not good enough to do that sort of thing, I am mainly just focused right now on trying to get to the end of the level. Because you really have got to be properly skilled to do that sort of thing. And because I am not worthy of that sort of skill, I am not going to chase it. Because to be honest, it's not worth it. It would just be another headache to basically add to what has already been a migraine of slippery struggles, just to somehow prove myself to be competent enough to get through a full level without having to make a save point midway. This is the way we need to head. I also know that I am probably not going to get to 100 rings before this is all over, as the game throws another glitch at me. I think because this is a Genesis game, that's understandable. And yes, because I dare to be different, I do. Okay, just gotta stay up here, because if you fall off here, it's basically oblivion. And you pretty much fall to your doom. I think it's after this one where we hit the ground again, and yes we do. And just to be sure, I am gonna save the game again before we move on to the boss. Save states, by the way, are one thing I can do, because, well, this is modernised hardware emulation, where saving these old games is actually doable. Okay, got 2 hits on him already, that's now 3. I'm gonna try lure him to this side and make sure to avoid his drill as much as I can. Although I think that's probably a jackhammer. I think that's now 5 hits I have on him. Come on. Okay, 6. Oh, okay. Apparently I must have had 8 hits on him. And surprisingly, on only my 3rd attempt, I did not lose any rings. Which surprises me. But anyway, that's the Spring Yard zone now complete. And now, we get to move on to everyone's favourite zone, the Labyrinth Zone. Coming up next, on Sonic the Hedgehog.